In this clip we're going to have a look at the gaming laptop. Not the fastest, not the most features packed, and not even the fanciest you can get in stores these days. But the Asus G750, because we are talking about it here, has one important strength. For the money, is overall one of the best devices you could get in its class, if not the best. Asus built on top of their last year's G74 and G75 a product that has no obvious faults, no deal breakers. That's why I enjoyed using it for the past weeks, and I'm pretty sure many of you will love it as well. But let's jump to the review and see for yourself why all these nice words are justified. There are a couple of things that make a good gaming machine. The hardware sits at the top of the list. I'm reviewing the Asus G750JX here, the mid-range version in the G750 family, with an Intel Core i7-4600HQ Haswell processor, 24GB of RAM, Nvidia GTX 770M graphics and hybrid storage. You can get faster CPUs and graphics in a laptop, but even so, the G750JX is powerful enough for pretty much everything you might throw at it, from complex pieces of software to all sorts of multimedia content and of course, games. After all, this is a gaming machine, and I'm happy to report that I've run titles like Crysis 3, Rome 2 Total War, Bioshock Infinite and many others with no problems whatsoever, all on Full HD resolution and maximum details. But I'll tell you more about the gaming performances of the Asus G750 in a different clip that will be posted on the channel very soon. And you'll also find more from the written review on tlbhd.com as well, including benchmark results and details about the hardware inside. The link for that is in the description, just below the like button. Speaking of the hardware, there's a bay on the back of the laptop that lets you easily access the memory and the two storage drives. It's held in place by only one screw, but before you get your hands in there, make sure to disconnect the battery first. Getting access to the rest of the internals is a bit more complicated. Anyway, it's important to note another thing. The G750 runs cool and fairly quiet for a gaming machine, even when playing modern titles for hours. The fans inside can spin quite fast and you'll hear them, but the speakers are more than capable to cover the noise. That aside, the interior, palm rest and the area between the keys merely gets warm, far from the point where the heat could become an issue, something not all gaming machines can brag about. Back to those speakers, they are placed on the lower screen rim, facing towards the hinge, and there's also a subwoofer on the underbelly. The sound system is definitely loud, however it tends to distort at high volume, especially when you're playing something with a lot of bass. You do have an SPDIF jack, so you can connect some proper gaming headsets, but in this case you might get annoyed by a not very pronounced but constant hiss. Anyway, the screen is a do or die on such a laptop as well. On the G750JX there's a Full HD 1920 by 1080 pixel LCD panel with an extended color gamut and non-glare finishing, pretty much similar to the one we saw on last year's G75. Everything looks really good on this display, as long as you look at it straight on. The panel is fairly bright, the contrast is alright and the colors are popping. The viewing angles, however, can be a problem, but since this machine is going to mostly sit on a desk, there's no reason why you can't adjust the screen's inclination accordingly. A proper keyboard is needed on a good gaming laptop. The one on the Asus G750JX is decent but not flawless. You do get squarish keys, nicely spaced and with plenty of travel, thus the typing experience is going to be great. The layout is good as well and the arrow keys are slightly separated from the others, but not as much as with the older G75. Still, other producers offer fancier keys and extra configurable toggles, plus the ability to choose between several different colors for the backlighting system, while on the Asus you're only stuck with white. These are minor details of course, but things that might matter for a hardcore gamer. The trackpad is fairly large, smooth and accurate. It supports all sorts of gestures, including those you'll use in Windows 8, and comes with dedicated left and right click buttons. That's something I appreciate, although they do feel a bit stiff. Regardless, this is a gaming laptop and I'm pretty sure you'll have a proper mouse connected most of the time. There are some other details important on such a machine. For starters, the selection of ports. You'll find pretty much all the things you'll need on the G750 with 4 USB slots, HDMI, VGA and Thunderbolt connectors, a card reader and an optical unit. You also get a set of status LEDs on the front lip, but frankly I'm not really happy with those and especially with their positioning, as they are very bright and annoyed me when watching movies during the night. Besides this, nothing is missing from the G750 in terms of connectivity options either, as the laptop bundles gigabit LAN, Bluetooth and wireless 802.11 AC. I've kept the aspect for the end. In theory, it should not matter that much on a desktop replacement, but ask any gamer and you'll find out that it does. The G750 inherits many design aspects from its predecessors, with a stealth fighter inspired body and sharp angles. You don't get plain and simple cuts on this machine, as even the tiny details like the power button or the rubber pads on the screen suggest aggressiveness. Now, you might like the design or you might not. I for one find it appealing, and I also appreciate the high quality materials used for the exterior, with some soft matte plastic on the hood and sides, plus metal on the palm rest and the area around the keys. Before we end, I should also mention the battery life. It's probably not that important on a gaming machine, but the G750 can offer up to 100 minutes of gaming on a charge thanks to its 88 Wh battery. With daily use things get better, as the Intel Haswell chip shows its mark and the G750 can easily last for 3 hours and even more, and that despite the fact that the dedicated graphics chip is working pretty much all of the time, as the integrated graphics within the CPU is deactivated on this configuration. At the end of the day, the G750 offers mostly what the average person would need in a gaming laptop. All this for prices starting at $1,500 and even a bit less online. The tested model sells for something closer to $1,900, and if you want the most powerful version with an Nvidia GTX 780M chip, you'll have to pay more than $2,000 for it. Now, if you're looking strictly for performances, you can get a similar configuration to the one we tested here cheaper from MSI, Sager or Clevo. However, the G750 offers more than just the hardware, offers an overall solid bundle with a proper screen, body, cooling system, keyboard and so on. That's why I ended up liking this laptop so much, despite its tiny quirks. And I'm not the only one enjoying this machine. Check out the forums and user reviews on the big online stores and you'll see that most buyers are very happy with their G750. Anyway, that's about it for now. Don't forget to check out the written review on the site and the other clips showing you the gaming performances. And as always, if you enjoyed this review, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, share it around and subscribe for more, but also leave your opinions about the G750 in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching and I'll catch you later.